どうもエルズと申します。今シーズンも残り4戦です。スプリントレースのあるブラジルグランプリの週末となりました。ウィリアムズは特別カラーリングを公開しており、12の異なる言語で493語を組み込んでいるそうです。メキシコグランプリではサインズがエッジコーナーでローソンと接触、アルボンも不調でノーポイントでしたが、サンパウロではいいレースとなるのでしょうか。ブラジルグランプリといえば、昨年は角田選手が雨の予選でトップ3に入ったことが皆様の印象に強く残っているのではないでしょうか。昨年もメキシコグランプリでは予選と決勝でクラッシュしてしまう厳しい結果の後のレースでしたので、今年のブラジルでもいい走りを見せて悪い流れを断ち切ってほしいですね。今年もまたブラジルはあまりいい天気ではないようです。うまく雨を利用して角田選手には上位進出を果たしてほしいところ、各ドライバーどのような心境で迎えるのか、インタビューを日本語訳と合わせてご紹介いたします。それではどうぞ。
See you here. I think you were speaking after Mexico and you were saying you kind of threw points away at the end of that race, but bearing that in mind going into this weekend, does it at least give you hope that you're in that ballpark? And of course you qualified third here, if I'm not mistaken, last year as well. Does it give you hope going into this weekend?
Yeah, it's getting there, the confidence, everything from this car. Yeah, previous race in Mexico, yeah, definitely I would have been the points if everything went smooth, but it's part of the motorsports and the racing and can happen. So yeah, I'm just happy that how the race week went through. So just trying to keep this trend and even more in this race, especially sprint qualifying races. Yeah, I try my best to score points both races, and yeah, like you said, I had good memory last year, especially in wet condition. Let's see how it goes this weekend, but yeah, pretty good confidence.
Thanks, Yuki.
Hello, Yuki. 4 races left. You have to try to secure your seat for the future, but also to try to help Max for the championship. Is a kind of double challenge for you?
Not really. I mean, I'm just only thinking about maximize the performance, and I think that will come naturally in both ways. Like if I'm able to maximize performance, naturally I'll be in a higher, grade, starting grade, and the qualifying close to max, and that will naturally able to help Max in the strategy in the race. Also, you can say that also in my career as well. So what I have to focus in my performance, extracting in every sessions and help the team as well to give some good feedback, to make some good progress for the setup throughout the weekend. So yeah, I only focus on that.
Thank you.
Yuki, what could you say has been your biggest challenge adapting to the Red Bull car after so many years with the B Carb team?
Step in the middle of the season and jump into the complete new car. I think that's a natural challenge, I guess, and that's part of it. And I think that's it, And other than that, driving next to the world champion, especially is the best driver in the grid, and all the pressure what I'm having is always a little bit different to what I used to have, but something that I enjoy right now and able to learn a lot of things from him. So yeah, it's good.
Lovely to see you here in Brazil. Just to pick up one thing that you mentioned at the end of Mexico, you were saying you had to drive the car a bit differently in recent weekends. Going into this weekend, I don't know if there's been progress made on feeling a bit more at one with the car, or whether you expect it to maybe still be an issue this weekend.
It's difficult to know. I mean, it's not really been a change in the car that's been something to get our heads around. The car's not really changed in terms of new parts to it or new setups for a few months now. So I think we've got a much better understanding of what differences there were in the last couple of weekends and what I needed to change, what I needed to adapt. So I think I've got a much better idea of kind of what I'm looking for now. There's always the question of whether I'll need to use that or not, but I think I'm much more confident that I've got those tools available to me rather than kind of relying on what's worked for the majority of the season.
Thanks, Oscar.
Thanks.
So, listening to you and the lessons that you have taken from the last races, could we say that the real Oscar will be back here? And is it more complicated or easier to be the hunter now?
I don't think the real Oscar has disappeared. I think it's just been a tough couple of weekends and some lessons to learn along the way. I feel like the last couple of weekends I've been happy within myself that I've tried to execute the best of what I've been able to do, and ultimately just trying to raise the performance of that has been the biggest thing. But I think in terms of the championship picture, it doesn't change a lot. Ultimately I go into every weekend trying to get the most out of myself and the most out of the car that I can, and that doesn't change whether I'm leading the championship or not. So I'll try my best to do that, and the points will be what they'll be.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Just picking up on that, actually, people might be tempted maybe looking at the points since Zandvoort, I guess, your diminishing points in Zandvoort, and maybe the Mexico performance. They might be tempted to count you out for the championship. What would you say to anyone like that?
People can think what they want to think, right? But for me, I know that I've still got what it takes to win the championship. And yeah, there's been some bumps along the road, but there's been bumps along the road for everyone this year at different points. So I'm confident that I've learned a lot of helpful things from the last couple of weekends in particular. And I'm confident as well that I can still perform at some of the heights of the success we've had this year. So still a lot of laps to go this year, and I'm very confident I can still win.
I feel coming to this weekend, like last year you had a great performance in the sprint, and after the recent struggles from the last races.
Excited to get back racing again. It was a weekend of kind of two halves last year. The sprint qualifying and the sprint race was obviously very strong, but the race not quite so much in the wet conditions. So it looks like we're going to get some weather around at some point. So I'm looking forward to whatever we get. I think the potential is good, and it's a track that I enjoy. So looking forward to getting on track tomorrow.
いかがだったでしょうか。スプリントレースがあるブラジルグランプリ。一度のフリー走行でマシンをしっかりと仕上げる必要があります。アメリカグランプリの時のようにスプリントレースと決勝レース、どちらもポイントが取れるような週末となることを祈って応援したいと思います。また今後も F1 に関しての情報をまとめた動画を制作していく予定です。継続するためにもぜひいいねやチャンネル登録をお願いいたします。インタビューの内容について、また動画の感想などコメントでいただけると嬉しいです。それでは。